Are we ready to ring in this new menu?
Princess the Bear here today. We're hanging out at Epcot because it's time to go to the place where all roads lead.
Spice Road Table.
Yes, our menu has been revamped. It's one of our favorite places on World Showcase. We have to investigate it just for you. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. All the world, you don't use the spices.
It's time to foodie and chill. So the next subject of shrinkflation is these beautiful hummus fries. I feel like every time we come here, they just get smaller and smaller and smaller, but they're still beautiful and they're still spicy, as long as they didn't change the recipe for these two. Cheers. They are still spicy. They're like a 4 out of 10 on the heat scale, but they're also a lot more dense than I remember. So I guess that you kind of gain that density and that heaviness of it, even though you lost like the size of it. So I guess it's like a balance out. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to really just hate these fries because of how much smaller they've gotten, but they get a pass. They're like a larger falafel at this point. I would give them a 3.75 out of 5 hummus fries. I think they belong back at the Morocco stand now and out of Spice Road Table.
I'll admit, I am a latecomer to the cult of hummus fries. For years, the princess has been in love with these since she first had them at a festival booth years and years ago. I initially did not love these. I thought they were greasy. I could not get on board the configuration. And it's a different way to serve like, you know, hummus or like falafel, but like I could just never get on board with them. But over time, as they sort of tweaked the recipe, I've come to fall in love with them too. These nice, delicious, one of the most unique things you can get here, nice little dipping sauce. That's one thing foodies love. We like a good tapas. You got familiar Moroccan spice, nice crisp outside, the soft inside. That's been most of what's converted me, because initially when they first got these, they used to come out inconsistently, so we get like a greasy set, and I don't love the taste of grease. When they come out greasy, I just would not eat them. Now they're a lot more refined. They are starting to shrink. They're almost like those little French toast sticks you used to get as a child. That's about how big they are now, but they're still good and worth getting, worth sharing with a group of friends. I would give it 4.75 out of 5 claws.
This is the pomegranate cauliflower. This was one of my favorite things that was added in the menu like a year or two ago. Unlike some of the other dishes that have suffered from shrinkflation, this one expanded. This one has way more cauliflower than I'm used to having. And I tried to find a small piece, but there is no small piece. So I'm just gonna dip it and commit to this mistake. It's very lightly breaded compared to cauliflower of the past, and I don't know if maybe that's why they give you more of it. The seasoning also seems to be toned down some, so it's not as like sweet and tangy as it used to be. The sauce is still beautiful. I don't know. I don't think this was one of the ones that changed for the better. I would give it a 3 out of 5 cauliflower. It's still passable and definitely shareable, but I don't think it's as vibrant in flavor as it used to be.
If there is one case to be made for cauliflower, an entree, and to move out of the realm of side, the cauliflower here, this crispy chili glazed pomegranate cauliflower, and it's Chili Pepper Aleppo Sauce. It's these. These have long been our favorite, and one of those ones where like we come with friends. Because of the size, usually was so small in the past, we would order 2 of these, like a table like 4, because we would literally fight over the remains. Go ahead and give it a good dipping, because that's what you guys want to see. You just want to see things dipped and sauced. I feel as like the base cauliflower in the past was more spicy and less sweet. Now it's feeling more sweet and spicy. The heat is still there, but the heat is more like a 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, and the sweetness is like an 8. So it almost looks like dessert cauliflower. I was thinking that like the chili pepper sauce, the Aleppo sauce, would sort of ratchet up the heat. It doesn't really seem to have added much to it. That's why I took the second bite. It's still a very good cauliflower. Much better than anywhere else. The pomegranate has this unique flavor to it. The breading is good. I just think that like I feel like the volume knob has been turned down a bit, and when I would usually put it be turned up. I would give it 4 out of 5 claws. It's still a recommend, but if you've had these before, you might be a little bit disappointed. Here we have the Moroccan carrots. Now, it is a Chermoula Vinaigrette and then a Labneh, which we actually had to look up because, I mean, this looks very blanco, very white, very creamy of the dairy. And the Labneh, as we were able to Google it, says that it's got dairy in it. We asked the server, he says it also says dairy in it. Now, on the menu, both outside and the one they give you, it's labeled plant-based. That appears to be a misprint until we can clear it up. We have to assume that the server knows what he's talking about and there's dairy in it, so none for the princess, which is a shame because she was really looking forward to this as one of the new dishes now that it's just me. And I hope, obviously, not everybody watches our videos, but we hope that more people don't come here and get confused, coming here for a dish they think is vegan and then end up either accidentally consuming dairy or just not having a good time because they get less dishes than they originally planned. There's a soapbox in there. Inside, I'm a little bit angry, but, you know, it's par for the course. So we do it, so you don't have to. But, you know, hoping of this, get some of the Chermoula vinaigrette on here. I'm gonna take one big bite of carrot. That is an excellent roasted carrot. It reminds me of the carrots 3 rays, but like only one of the carrots. The Chermoula spice on it gives a nice kick, like a 2 out of 10 on the heat scale. But on the bottom, that's definitely yogurt. Or yogurt base, some sort of yogurt. I think it's yogurt that I can have, but it definitely does not taste plant-based to me. So the server said there's dairy in it. After tasting it myself, I 1000% believe him, and I'm glad that we asked about it before the princess just consumed it blindly because we got on the table assuming that it was vegan. These are the things you have to be careful of. Yes, Disney normally does a very good job about labeling things, but if you have questions at any point about anything that comes across your table, whether it had a label on it or not, please ask, because so often as we come, even there's some mistakes sometimes. I like the flavor of the carrots. The yogurt is what it is. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 claws. I actually feel like it's a hindrance because we expect it to be plant-based and it's not. Really, it's just roasted carrots and yogurt. Really not that impressive. Disney. We have to have a come to the mouse talk, okay? It's Morocco. You can do better than a basic bread service. You've had bread service at the Tangerine Cafe on and off for the better part of 3.5, almost 4 years now, and now you've moved another bread service with similar dippings over here to Spice Red Table. You have this crispy bread, but now the bread has milk in it, so it's not vegan, and then you get hummus with Za'atar seasoning on it, and then a little tiny beast of Chermoula, and then you got some marinated olives. Now this one you can modify. You can get some sliced cucumber for dippings. Then you wouldn't get any bread, and then it can be made vegan, but whether or not that's a value to you is completely up to you. Go ahead and take the bread. I'm going to do a dipping inside this Za'atar topped hummus first. Having made Za'atar seasoning at home for different applications, that is definitely topped with the Za'atar seasoning on top of the hummus. It's a good sort of like tart, herby punch to otherwise it would be normal, boring hummus. So it gives it a little bit of uniqueness. I would give the hummus and the bread a 3 out of 5 claws. The Chermoula, over time, ever since we tried it with our juicy marble loin, whole loin, has quickly become one of my favorite things, but I now feel like they're beating a dead horse with it here in Morocco. I love Chermoula, but you can't depend on Chermoula for everything. We have Chermoula here, we have the Chermoula vinaigrette on the carrots. Do better. Very good Chermoula, right amount of herb, right amount of tart. I honestly wish I had it in a more even ratio to the hummus. You get like 70% hummus and like 30% Chermoula. And for me, that's just out of balance, and you get like almost no bread and then a ton of olives. The bread service to me, I think it's actually a downgrade from Tangerine Cafe, and I really don't feel like it's worth it. Honestly, I would give it a 2.75 out of 5 claws. Heartbreaking.
The brand new tagine is about 1/3 of what it used to be in size, which is interesting to me, and it's lemon. We have some dried fruits here and some olives. It's gonna get all the way in here. There's some potatoes and everything. I love me a good lemon dish, so. I actually don't taste a lot of lemon at all, but it's just nice and cohesive. I think it's more for all palates than the old tagine was. I do kind of like the old tagine a little bit more. This one, I would probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 tagines. It's, like I said, for all palates, but it's just kind of, you know, middle of the run. It's not spectacular. It's not like, oh my gosh, we gotta order the tagine, everybody's gotta take it home type situation like it was before. Like, before it was, I would order one for here and one to go, so I'd have more for home. Now, I'm gonna share this with Bear.
It's a sad day, because this used to be, as it is, one of the best values for a table service on World Showcase, because the tagine used to be like a mountain of couscous. So one person probably would struggle to finish by themselves. Now it's just like the bottom scrapings of the dish. Flavor aside, I just feel like downgrade already. But we judge things here by the flavor. The value is something that you have to decide for yourself. You get plenty of the olives, you get the toppings. It's a lemon vegetable couscous. I'm not the biggest lemon fan, but maybe it'll be a convert. Maybe this will finally change my mind about lemon food. Probably not. We're gonna find out. Luckily for me, lemon is very subtle. It's more of like an enhancer than like an integral part of the dish. Like, it's there. Like, you just search for it in your taste buds, you can find the lemon, but it's not lemon and everything else. The veggies, on the other hand, I'm not sure if it's cooked on a particular one, maybe because the menu's new, but the vegetables are cooked in such a way they're just mush together. So like, I can't taste like the unique different vegetables that are in there. I know there's some potato in there. I see some I think yellow peppers in here. Obviously there's the olives. I think I see a chickpea in here, but they're just not as distinct as before. Whereas before, like, I got like everything that was in there. I could taste it individually, and then together they were larger than a whole. Now they feel whole, but lesser, if that makes any sense. And the couscous itself just feels like it's not executed as cleanly as it was before. Like, I love the tagine that was here before. Now I'm questioning my decision to order. Our decision to order. I'm gonna have to give it a 3.25 out of 5 claws. We're gonna eat it, but I don't think we're gonna love it as much as we would the last one. Replacing the grilled chicken they had before is this new chicken Bastilla. This is basically a chicken meat pie. You have Aleppo honey, some almonds, and like a phyllo dough crust. So think like a Agave style like pastry, but filled with meat and a little bit of sweet. So this is definitely not what I was expecting looking at the menu. I thought it was going to be like chicken with like a side of like the dough as like a bread. But this is just literally just a meat pie. Go ahead and try to get this all on the fork like a proper human. At least pretend to be a proper human. Chicken is well cooked and like smoky. That like phyllo dough crust is like nice and flaky, like very pastry-like, and the honey gives it a nice sweetness. It's definitely given pie, like definitely a Moroccan pie, and the chicken is great. I think it's a bit on the small side, but the flavor is good. I think you found it a little bit harder to share this one amongst the table, but amongst 2 people, you're probably fine. It's a good dish. The powdered sugar is almost a bit much for me because you already have the sweet of the Aleppo honey. The powdered sugar feels like maybe a step too far. I feel like too much of this menu has tilted toward the sweet when this used to be a more savory menu. But I get you want something that's more approachable to more palates. You're going to lose a little bit of the heat when you see menu refreshments like this. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 claws.
Pomegranate acai is my go-to drink here at Spice Road Table. I get this all the time, even at the to-go bar. It's just a really nice, refreshing drink when it's cold, when it's hot outside. And it's great to like just walk around World Showcase with this. Plus, it's always a full-size drink, so I enjoy it. I give it a 4 out of 5 acais. It is magical.
The pomegranate acai is one of those secret, not secret Epcot drinks that people skip on World Showcase. Conventional wisdom would tell you go for like the easy spots. You go for like the booths that are on World Showcase. You go for Tangerine Cafe. But Spice Road Table has a walk-up bar, a very popular bar for those who know about it. This pomegranate acai is one of our favorite drinks and one of the regulars that we get almost every time that we come into this bar. Do not skip, ever. It's like health food. It's like VitaminWater and alcohol. It's good for you. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor or physician of any sort, nurse. Please sue somebody else. 4.5 out of 5 plus. So here we have the Casa beer. It's just labeled as their Mediterranean beer on the menu. This is one that they always have. You can also get it at the booth that's outside. And you'll find it, if they have a Moroccan booth of any sort, at the festivals. But it's a nice, crisp lager. Think Bud Light if it had some class. Get a nice little pour on. Tastes like thousands of years worth of culture that knew how to brew a beer. Not like American beer. A good, crisp lager. It's tasty. I like it. It feels very cafe-ish. Which is exactly what Spice Road Table is all about. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 claws. I would drink it over Bud Light any day of the week. Spice Road Table's new menu is a bit of a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we always say how much we love Spice Road Table, but this new menu change has left us both very disheartened. I was very sad about the dolmas leaving. Those are absolutely my favorite thing of all the things at Spice Road Table. But then when we walked in, the sign outside has the carrots with the leaf symbol, and the printed menu has the carrots with the leaf symbol. If we hadn't suspected the white stuff on the bottom of the plate,
we had to ask.
I would have had it. And our server was very like apathetic about it. He was like, well, you don't have an allergy, so I don't really care if there's the symbol on there or not. It has dairy. And I'm like, well, I just want you to fix the menu because I don't want any of you guys to come here ordering something with a leaf on it.
Yeah, we were fine to keep it as is. We told them, like, we'll just take it as is. We want to review it as it comes anyway. But like, there are people that come, obviously, we serve a lot of the allergy dairy-free community. Like, if you come here and you see that label, you're assuming. And we had to do our own Googling and then ask the server to even figure out. And apparently, everybody knows it's wrong. Nobody said anything up until...
Our server just didn't care.
Yeah.
But because of the way our server treated the situation, as we were leaving, I went and talked to the hostesses. There was 2 hostesses and the host, we'll just call them hosts. I told them all, and they were all fully aware that the carrots were not vegan and that they were planning on updating the menu. So thankfully they are being updated, but the way our server handled the situation left me in a panic because I didn't want any of you to be ordering that dish when it's not safe.
Yeah. I'm definitely feeling some way like the tagine is a downgrade. The only like upgrade really, and that size-wise would be the cauliflower, but even that, I feel like the flavor to just turn down a bit.
Yeah.
Spice Road Table is still a place we recommend that you come with friends. It's just not an easy recommend as it was before.
I agree.
But I don't know what you guys think. Given what you've seen, do you like the changes to the menu? Are you not on board? Or do you just never come to Spice Road Table? I'm curious what you guys think. And if you've encountered any issues with like not having your allergies taken seriously, let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else like this, or dietary preferences, if there's anything else like this, see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, Bear might just yeet himself out of Morocco, and maybe we'll just skip Morocco.
I'm off to find a cave of wonders. But you heard the girl.